Hello everyone, my name is Raana of Touch of Light, Reiki and Wellness, and today I'm going to show you how to do a Reiki session. Before you begin your Reiki session, you always want to get to know your recipient for about 10 to 15 minutes or so, figuring out what's going on in their lives that brings them to Reiki, figuring out if they are aware of what Reiki is and how it works, and also letting them know what the session is going to look like. And so once you have done all that, you will have them lay on the massage table or wherever it is that you're going to do your Reiki session, and you'll lead them into a receptive place of receiving and just to have them ready for the session. Go ahead and close your eyes, please, and begin by taking some deep cleansing breaths. Allowing all the thoughts to float away, releasing all to-do lists, everything that you have done before and need to do after. Allow it to be released, focusing on your inner experience, focusing on your breath, and being receptive to Reiki. Always make sure to get permission for hands-on touch, as some may not be receptive to that. For those who are not available for hands-on touch, you may still do Reiki in the aura in all the positions that are recommended, and it will still be just as effective. Then you're going to go into Gaosho, and you're going to tune in, ground yourself, call in Reiki, and call in all your guides, set the intention for the session. And then when you're ready, you will bring your hands up to your forehead to begin your treatment under the guidance of Spirit, asking, where should I give Reiki first? And you may do this silently to yourself. And then you will begin with the Biosen scan. Using your non-dominant hand, you're going to hover over the body a few inches and go from the crown all the way to the feet, checking to see if you can pick up any sensations of imbalance in your hands. And these may include sensations of heat, cold, absence of sensations, pricklies, burning, poking, gooey, a dense kind of feeling. Basically a variety of sensations that will let you know that that area of the body is imbalanced. And you can start off close to the body, but always a few inches off, moving at a somewhat steady, medium pace. You can always go back over an area if you find something to make sure you did indeed locate an imbalance. And when you get down to the pelvis, you may move down each leg at a time, moving all the way down to the feet. Once you are done with the Biosen scan, you may do a pendulum scan if you have a pendulum and know how to use it to assess the chakras. And you may do that again from crown chakra all the way to the root chakra and notate in your client intake form. And then you're ready to begin your session. And in the beginning, you want to begin your session following all the hand placements so you get the hang of how a regular Reiki session works. And when you are feeling comfortable, you may veer off the guided hand placements and use your own intuition as to where to place your hands first on the body. You may use the guidance of these hand placements. You may also give Reiki to the chakras, the meridians, different organs in the body, as well as wherever there is pain present. Go ahead and close your eyes and relax and take some deep breaths. And if you have Reiki symbols, you may activate the symbols in your hands by drawing the symbols in your hands and tapping 3 times, or drawing the symbols anywhere over the body and motioning it in. You may also use the symbols to charge the space before you start your Reiki session. Okay. You will stay in each position for about 2 to 5 minutes. And if you find certain imbalances in any area, it is perfectly normal to stay there for longer. You may stay there for as long as the energy transfer is taking place. And when that starts to dissipate, you may move your hands away. For the purposes of this demo video, I am moving a bit faster. Relax. Just relax. You may use your Reiki eyes and beam Reiki anywhere on the body as you're giving Reiki, simply by taking a deep breath in and intentioning that as you gaze out of your eyes and as you breathe, that you are sending Reiki beams into wherever it is that you're looking. You may even work with the different color frequencies and beam out different colors as you're working on the different chakras. Now, if you are doing both front and back, at this point, after you get to the pelvis area, you would have the recipient flip over and do the back, and then finish with the feet. And then you would finish the session, finishing with the feet. But if you're not going to have the person roll over, you would then move on to the feet area and give Reiki to the feet. It is not necessary to do the front and back in a Reiki session for it to be a complete session. You may spend about 60 minutes just on the front of the body. If someone is presenting an ailment in the back, then it's always a good idea to have them flip over and give Reiki directly on the body. And so in this case, I'm going to have my model flip over, and I'm going to show how to give Reiki on the back as well, and then I will end with the feet. Then I can beam Reiki up the spinal column, spinal flush, beaming Reiki out my hands a few times. You may also use the Reiki breath, Koki-ho, and what you do to activate the Reiki breath is breathe in and draw the power symbol with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And if you don't have the power symbol yet, you can just think Reiki thoughts and just amplify Reiki with the intention that as you breathe out, you're breathing Reiki into the area. It can be in one specific area or in a general vicinity. So I'm going to blow Reiki up the spine 3 times. You can fit Reiki to the feet. Making sure to take your time, at least 5 minutes, spending time at the feet, ankles, and the knees, because this will help the recipient ground after their Reiki session. It is perfectly normal for the recipient to float away and go to another place, kind of have an out-of-body experience a little bit when the Reiki session is going on. So at the end of the session, you want to make sure that they are well and grounded back in their body before you send them on their way. And if you have Reiki 2 symbols, you may activate the first symbol at the feet. And motion it in. You may activate it all across the body and motion it in. And this acts as a sealing agent and a grounding agent for the Reiki session. When you're done grounding at the feet, you want to step back a few feet from the recipient, put out your hands and beam Reiki to the entire body for a few moments. And then you're going to go ahead and do your Kinyoku. And come back into Gaosho, giving thanks for this session, giving thanks for the opportunity to do Reiki, thanking all the higher guides, thanking Holy Fire Reiki, thanking all the Ascended Masters, and all beings that assisted us in the Reiki session, all ancestors, thanking them, and signaling that this Reiki session is now over, that you are disconnecting your engagement with the recipient, bringing back all your cords and energy to yourself, and trusting that the Reiki will continue to flow for as long as is necessary. And at that point, you will bring your recipient back to the room by guiding them to take a few deep cleansing breaths and letting them know that they can bring their awareness back to their eyes, hands, and feet, slowly bring awareness back to their body, and bringing them slowly back to the room, having them slowly integrate the session, and then maybe offering them some water, asking them how they're doing, and then sharing your findings of the session. So in a session, normally you will be quiet while you're giving Reiki, and if you need to say anything, let it be in an encouraging way so that the recipient, if the recipient is having a showing of emotions, let's just say they are expressing some tears, you want to encourage them to continue to express those tears. You can say things like, it's okay to release, it's okay to let go. Yes, please let go, release, let it all out. Especially if you can see that they're holding it back and they really do need to let out the pent-up emotions in their body. So a Reiki session should feel very calming, relaxing, peaceful. They will also have a cathartic effect on those who are holding a lot of undigested and pent-up emotions inside of them. So if there's a release of tears that needs to happen, then that will happen during a Reiki session, and that's always welcome. And it is a good thing when you can release the tears and allow them to wash away your pain and sorrow. So that's basically how our Reiki session goes. Thank you to my model, my beautiful daughter Lillian.
Hello.
And I trust that this demo video will serve you.